Alright, today we're going to be talking about Zorba. It's a pool bottom cleaner that picks up all the stuff at the bottom that settles. This is also going to be talking about my pool setup and how I modified my intex pool. I believe the pool is 16 by 16 round. Alright, so just some features. We'll just look at the box here, because I went on YouTube and I couldn't find anything really about this product, besides how it works, and that's not what I wanted it. I also, wanted to know the good things about it and bad things about it. Alright, so it's a pressure side automatic cleaner, meaning that it does not get connected to your skimmer, which is a positive, because I'll show you why. There's other nice features with it. There is a bottom, it doesn't use your filter at all. There's a mesh screen in that underneath that clear cap there, which I'll show you later in the video. So it collects all the stuff and it keeps it in that clear container area and doesn't use your filter, which is really nice, because picking up stuff at the bottom of the pool will entail you making more stuff get caught into your filter and clogging it up, and more maintenance. Alright, let's see. So just a little diagram there of what not to do and what to do. So you want at least, it says here, 3/4 horsepower motor, or a maximum flow of 1,600 gallons per hour. Those are the, recommended things. These are the recommendations of what kind of pool you should use it in. Which I have a above ground soft, fabric, which is basically what is a steel wall pool, basically, because the bottom is still soft. There's sand underneath there, just like my pool. Alright, so let's see, other things on here that I can give to you guys. Some more information. I don't know if I showed you this. The hose sizes. They have easy connectors that snap right into each other. So this is the box. I will go outside now and show you the products and also my setup. Alright, we're here with my intex pool. We're going to show you my setup, and I'm going to talk about the robot that cleans the bottom. Alright, let's start over here at where the intake comes in and collects all the debris. As you see right there, something's floating by and gets sucked right in. This is your skimmer, and your skimmer is your intake for, at least in this pool. In-ground pools, you have 2 intakes. You have the skimmer, and you have one at the bottom of the pool to circulate the temperature, and also keep the flow of all the water moving in your pool. As you can see, not a big pool, don't really need that. Not necessary as much. But I'm going to give you a key feature about that Zorba, which I like, after I go through this. Collects the debris. As you can see, I left the intex pool filter in here. If this was my house and I had my ways, I would have used a sand filter, but As it was, I was getting complaints that I even put another pump outside of the pool, blah, 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 than what it came with. So what ended up happening, my pump broke. So I said, with that other weak intex pool pump, I wanted to put it in a better pump and also do some modifications. Like I told you, I would have liked to get a sand filter or a cartridge filter like this, but they're like come in a lot bigger sizes than this, obviously. It's a small pool, so it really doesn't need that much filtering, so this actually works pretty well. You just got to be on top of cleaning the filter out, which I do every time I turn on the pump, just to give it maximum flow and maximum performance and cleaning. It really doesn't take that much to just pull this out and wash it down with the hose. Done. Not a big deal. Okay, so what I ended up doing here was, as you can see, there's the filter. Kind of dirty because I've been running this now for an hour. Alright, so down in there, I cut the intex skimmer here, as you can see. So the pipe goes through the bottom with a threaded, which is like over here, but just in a bigger size, obviously. This is a 1/2-inch pipe, 1.5 inches. I believe this is 3/4 pipe, and basically what I ended up doing, because that putting it through the bottom, still it really held the water like I liked. It still leaked a little bit. So, and I didn't think of when you're in the pool and this is moving and the skimmer is moving, that it's, you know, it's a solid pipe. You don't want it to be just solid. You want it to be able to move. So I came up with this idea. These are just regular piping. You know, you can find it at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places. So basically, I just went from the biggest size, which is the size of the skimmer, and down to a little smaller, and down into the 3/4. This actually was the best idea that I came up with. I should have not even tried to put the pipe directly in there. I should have just left the pipe here and just did all this. I wish I thought of that a long time ago before I tried just putting the pipe right in. Well, my bad experience will help you if you end up doing this to your pool. Really easy. Just clamp these all together. I did this connection first, and what I ended up using was just glue that you use for this PVC piping, and put some on the edge on the inside, and on the outside here, no leaks. I mean, as it wasn't leaking without it. I just did it for more better protection if it does, you know, with the movement and stuff, if it does leak or not. So I ended up doing the same thing with the bottom here. Well, actually, just the top here. So I glued around here too, with this, you know, nice and snugged. It didn't leak without the glue, but I did it for just insurance. Bottom is not sealed with the glue, and as you can see, it's not leaking. These things work really well. This connection is not here, not glued neither. It's just tightened, and it doesn't leak. It works pretty beautiful. Now that took this 3/4 bigger pipe and made it into the 1.5 inch, which I put a 1.5 inch valve here. So when I need to work on the pump over here, I don't have to do it really quick or lose a whole bunch of water. It just makes life a lot easier. Alright, so from there it goes down into the ground, over. As you can see, I had to pull this up because I bought a new pump. From my other video, you can see that I had like a 15-year-old pump that I got when I used to work at a pool company. One of the customers said, "Here, take this." I was going to throw it in the garbage pail. So I took it, and I mean, I had that one now for about, I want to say, 6 to 7 years before it started really making a lot of noise and stuff. I tried to repair that pump. I had just working in the field with around pools and stuff. I had a feeling that it was the ball bearings that were going. What happens commonly in these pumps, in any pump pretty much with pools, is you have a couple of gaskets. You have the gasket that goes between the basket here and where the shaft goes in where the propeller is, and that creates a seal from this back part of the unit and to the front of this unit where it sucks in. So then it goes through that, through the propeller, and then there's another gasket that runs, depending on the pump, they all have it, runs around the outside here, like to keep the motor housing and the water part separated. Obviously, you don't want that to get in there. What ends up happening between the bearings and the on this pump I like because it's kind of exposed, but there's no moving parts here, so I can stick my hand in here, or just show you, easier to explain. So there's a shaft that goes through the motor, obviously, and then in here where the propeller is. And what ends up happening a lot of time over a lot of use and stuff, the seal that is where the shaft comes in, where it connects to the propeller, it starts leaking after a while. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go with this pump, because I liked how that it's looks like I can really easily disassemble this pump compared to the other pump that I had. It just seemed a lot easier. If I needed to, I could work on this pump, which I shouldn't, because it's a brand new pump, so I should, this should last a good 10, 15 years, sometimes 20 years these things last before you have to work on them. So this thing should outlive this pool, because it's an intex pool and it's not a in-ground pool or a real sturdy pool. So this should outlive that, even the pool. Alright, so the tip that I want to give you is that a lot of people that own pools don't really care about how the pool equipment looks like and how it operates and blah blah blah. And some people, I hate that people do that, because you should know how things work and you should care about the design. The pool company that I worked for, designed the pool equipment and also the pools, and installed both of them. We had, a lot of big jobs and a lot of big clients, and, it was a good place to work for, and I got a lot of experience, and in that experience, sorry, the dog was running away, but to continue, the experience that I got from working there is people should know the design, or design up the pool equipment. It's a lot easier to work on. It's the equipment lasts a lot longer. You don't want pipes crossing over things, like important things. Like, just an example. I've seen this. I even had to work on pools like this. It was really dumb. Other companies that would just throw in, like the pool pumps and the filter system, and clients didn't care how it looked, would, like, instead of coming out of the pump and going down into the ground like this, they would come across this area and then go into the ground, like in the front of the pool. I mean, in the front, like this pipe is right here. And if you cross over this part, it's really difficult to take this, unscrew these off, and then try to take this top off without knocking right into the pipe and taking out the basket, and it's just a mess. You don't want things like that. You want to think about how it's laid out, and another good tip, which I learned from working there, is most people leave their pool pumps out all year round. We use this pump maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 months out of the year if you have a heater with your pool. So people leave this out all the rest of the months of the year. And this thing is getting rained on, it's getting snowed on, it's in 0-degree weather, and, well, depending on where you live. You don't want this thing to sitting through that. So an easy, cost-effective, more of a chance of your pump lasting for a lot longer than maybe those 15, 20 years is simply just buy these connectors. Not that hard. They're made for PVC, and these are quick disconnects. You just screw this off, and that's it. Your pump is disconnected. So you obviously you don't want to put one on. You want two of them. Like in this situation, I have solid pipe. So if you had not solid pipe, you had the flexible hoses. You don't need this because you just take off your clamp and you just pull it off, and then bring it in for the season. But in this case, in this application, I used stiff pipe and PVC. I like PVC. I'd rather have gone with the flexible, but I didn't have any when I was putting in the pump, so. And I didn't have a store that had a 1.5-inch pipe flexible right around my neighborhood without driving out in crazy areas, far distance. So easy fix. I mean, easy way to take your pump in. So you just take these two disconnects off, and the pump is free. My pump's not bolted down, but if your pump was bolted down, it's two nuts. It's one on this side and one on the other side. Not a big deal. And then you also want to think about your power cord. This one, since this is not really a professional job and something that's going to stay here forever, and a lot of pools, in-ground pools, have those hard but flexible wire piping that will go into a box or something, where that pipe would go to a switch or a timer. Easy thing is to put a cord on the end of it, and put an outlet, right off the timer or that box. So then you can easily just take this in at the end of the year, at the end of the season, not at the end of the year. And bring it inside, store it somewhere where it's not going to be like too cold or not too hot. Just a modest temperature, and drain all the water out of it, of course. And that is a big concern because a lot of people forget about that if they don't have a service that comes in and drains and blows out all the pipes and prepares it for the winter. Every pump normally has a drain. Some of them have two drains. This is for the basket area. It drains all the water in the basket area, and it comes out of the pump area too, where the propeller is. So, important part there. If I was anybody that was going to leave this out, I would at least cover it, with something, with a tarp or something, just so that you don't have direct snow and rain, sleet, and all that other stuff on it. Make it last for a lot longer. Enough about the pool equipment and the piping and stuff. So basically this goes up and down, goes underneath the ground, comes out. With the intex pool, came with, this really tiny little, I believe this is like a 1/2-inch pipe. So, as you can see, this is a big 1.5-inch pipe. It basically comes out of the ground and comes back into the pool. Now, you're wondering why I have tape here. These, I did not glue. As you can see, this last elbow here is glued. This elbow and the elbow in the pool is not glued. That gives me the option of moving this up back to make it go the water to go into the pool, or the direction. If I needed it to go this way to make it more of a circle, to bring the stuff that's floating on the top of the pool back over to the skimmer. If I need to make it go in the middle, it just gives me options for me to clean the pool a little easier. And I put the tape on there. because the tape holds it from the pressure from popping off. And it's been like this since I started the pool, and so far the tape has held, and I never had a problem with it so far. Okay, now we're going to go into the robot. So, you guys are probably like, what was this? I might need to have two hands for this. I got it off now, obviously. This robot is actually pretty neat for what it is. Alright, first good tip about this robot is you're not using your skimmer and your filter system to filter the stuff that comes out from off of the bottom of the pool. I can see right now my pool is pretty clean. I had this running for not even a half an hour, and before I started there was leaves and all sorts of stuff on the bottom. This pool has been sitting here for a week since my other pool pump decided not to work. So right now I have 0 chlorine in here, starting to turn green. Again, it was sitting here for a week, so it was collecting leaves, all sorts of stuff from the trees, pollen, and everything, and it's really cleaned up the pool bottom pretty quick. A lot of complaints from what I understand that people, or even just having this robot, is that it goes around in circles, or it cleans over the same area. Oh, it missed one leaf. We'll take care of that once I turn on the pump and show you how this thing works. So that's the main unit down there. Okay, back to the connection area. Alright, obviously I have an intex pool. I don't have a in-ground pool. If you have an in-ground pool, you would connect it probably directly to your spigot, like one of these that actually is a 1.5-inch connection. This I don't remember exactly what's the diameter of this pipe, but whatever. It comes with a couple of different connectors. There's 2 of them. I'll show you later. I forgot to take them out. To make my life easier, I wanted an easy way to put this, connect this when the pool is not in use, and I wanted to clean it and disconnect it. So simple. I was going to go out to Home Depot and see what I could find that I would be able to do the same exact thing that I'm doing right now. So very simple. Took this off, drilled 2 holes the size of these clips, and really very easy. You heard it click. It's in. Done. The only reason why I have this green mesh around here, green wire around here, is to hold this piece of material here, just so that when I have it running, because the water shoots out the sides here, which I don't really care, because as long as the robot's working, it's leaching the water back in the pool. I didn't want it to go this way, because then when the water would come around the pool and then come back to the skimmer, it would kind of, the debris would go away from the skimmer. So that stopped it. Not a big deal. Whatever. Moving on. Alright, so that sits like that most of the time. And we'll turn on the pump now and start adding shock to the pool and showing you how this robot works. Sorry, I forgot to mention the name of this pump. Come on, focus. There we go. It is a pretty nice pump for what it is, as you heard me talk about. So it's a Nitro, I don't know how to say it, tools in US. Got it off eBay. I'll put the link to it. It was $120. I think it was a really good buy. It came in a week, the pump, since I ordered it. Works great. Just some features here that are on here. Okay, so the maximum flow is 2.20 liters per minute. It's a 1 horsepower. How hot it can get, the water, the voltage, all these wonderful things. That's the model number on the top right. I like it. The housing is very slick looking. One thing I really liked was a lot of these motors have fans that are inside the motor area. To me, I don't think they get enough airflow, and then that leaves water to get inside, which made my other pump fail, I believe. When I took it apart to try fixing it, it still worked when I went to go take it apart, but the bearings were fine when I took it apart. It was the part that slid in between, it was the magnetic part that slid in between the magnets on the outside, and it was connected to the shaft. That part was pretty rusted to death, and there was really no way of fixing that. If it was the bearings, you could have got new bearings and put new bearings on. Would have not been a big deal. But it wasn't the bearings. The bearings were actually in pretty good shape for a almost 15 to 20-year-old pump. So what I liked about this pump is got these nice fins that are on the outside here, and the fan is on the outside. And this thing, oh my goodness, has a lot of airflow that gets sucked through and blows on the outside of this unit. I'm putting my hand on here, and I just had this on for a half an hour. It's pretty hot, but I can keep my hand on there for a good amount of time before it gets too hot where I have to take it off. So I think that's another really good design about this pump. So enough about the pump again. We'll do the startup of this pump and the way it sounds, how quiet it is. I'm plugging it in now. As you can see, the fan's blowing. You can see the leaves and stuff around it because of how much airflow is going through it, on the side of it. That it's making the leaves blow and all the stuff around here. Spider web there. So the airflow is pretty nice. Clear cap, see what's going on in there. The only thing I don't like about this unit is this basket size is a little small, but it's a small pool, so not that bad. And all the stuff normally gets collected before the pump, so not bad, not that bad. So, alright.